Now, let me be real with you. There is no quick fix that will magically make you heal. There's no button you can press that makes you confident, secure, and overfilling with self love overnight. That's just not how it works. But there is one step that helps you understand why you're struggling to love yourself. And once you see it, everything starts to make sense. Because none of us are broken or unlovable. We've just spent years constantly doing something that slowly chips away at our self-worth without even realizing it. We abandon ourselves. That is the disconnect. We say we want to love ourselves, but we betray ourselves in tiny, micro, everyday moments. And that is essentially what is keeping us stuck. So the goal is for you to be able to finally see this pattern. Because the truth is, the first real step to loving yourself isn't what you say. It's about what you do. It's choosing to stop abandoning yourself and start showing up for you. Here's the thing, most of us abandon ourselves all the time and we don't even realize that we're doing it. We say yes when we want to say no. We stay in relationships and friendships even though our gut is screaming, girl, leave. We laugh at jokes that actually hurt, and we choose to shrink ourselves and pretend to be somebody else in order to fit in with others. Or we just straight up ignore our own needs like rest, peace, giving ourselves space. I was constantly abandoning myself when I was younger, when I was insecure, depressed, unsure of myself, didn't think I mattered. I was always trying to put others' needs above my own. I stopped doing things that I loved and that I enjoyed in order to fit in. I pretended to be somebody else in order to feel accepted and to feel loved because I was scared that if people actually saw the real me, they wouldn't really like what they saw. But what I was doing is that I was slowly breaking my confidence. Every time I put somebody else's comforts or needs above my own, I was actually teaching myself, you don't matter as much. And you can't build love on top of that kind of message. So what does showing up for yourself actually look like? Let's start here. It's not just bubble baths, journaling, or motivational quotes. Those are nice, but real self-love happens in the moments where it's hard to choose yourself. Showing up for yourself means setting a boundary and sticking to it, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. Leaving a relationship that's no longer healthy, even if you still care and love that person. Admitting you're not okay and asking for help instead of pretending you're fine. Choosing boring, consistent habits that move you towards your goal, even when it's not exciting. Letting yourself rest when you're burnt out instead of pushing through it in order to please everybody. Stop shrinking yourself and pretending that you're somebody you're not in order to gain affection from others. And yeah, sometimes it means walking away from things that you're familiar with, because it's no longer aligned with who you're becoming. The hardest part about showing up for yourself is that it won't always feel good. And yeah, it can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes it's awkward. But that's where the growth starts and the self-acceptance starts. In those moments of choosing you over the comfort of being liked, accepted, or approved of. Now, to really start showing up for yourself, you need to know who you're showing up for. Because if you don't know who you are or what you stand for, it's really easy to keep abandoning yourself without even realizing it. That's where your core values come in. Your core values are your internal compass. These are the things that are authentically you and matter to you. I will link in the description a list of words that you can use to build your core values, but the key is to keep it to 5 maximum. You don't want a lot, because if everything is important, then nothing really is. So ask yourself, what do I stand for? What do I want to be remembered for? What actually makes me proud of myself? Who am I when nobody's looking? Your list might include things like health, compassion, growth, love, whatever they are, make them your personal checklist. Before you make a choice, ask yourself, is this in alignment with my values? If the answer is no, then walk away. And I can even tell you my core values, I have 4, and they haven't changed in the last, 4 to 5 years. Authenticity, empathy, humor, love. Every decision I make, every action I take is dependent on those core values. If I get an opportunity and it's not in alignment with me being empathetic or authentic to myself, I'm saying no, no matter how good the deal may seem, because I know that I'm not being true to myself. I am abandoning myself if I choose to say yes to this opportunity. So if you say you value honesty, but you're pretending to be okay to avoid conflict, that's self-abandonment. If you say you value health, but you're overworking yourself and you're not taking care of your body, that is self-abandonment. When you start living in alignment with your values, something clicks. You stop seeking acceptance from others and seeking external validation because you know deep down that you are living as your truest self. And that's what showing up for yourself actually means. Being loyal to who you are at your core. Now let's talk about a big piece of showing up for yourself. Self-integrity. It's keeping the promises you make to yourself, even the small ones. You wouldn't trust a friend who constantly flakes on you, right? Like you make plans to get together for dinner, let's say 7 p.m. on a Saturday, and then when the day comes, they ghost you or they cancel last minute or don't show up. Well, when you tell yourself, I'm going to rest tonight and go to bed early, but then you lay in your bed, doom scrolling on TikTok until 2 a.m, you just ghosted yourself too. You abandoned yourself because you are not building that trust within yourself. You say you're going to do something, and then you pivot and do the complete opposite. But when you follow through, even in small ways, you are building that trust within yourself and showing yourself that you can trust in your own decisions. And self-love without self-integrity, that's just words. I could tell you today, go and say affirmations to yourself every morning. Try journaling your limiting beliefs and negative thoughts before bed every night. And you could do them, but if you lack that self-integrity and you say you're going to do it and then you don't, you will not be able to build that self-love slowly. That's why it's so important to recognize the ways that we are abandoning ourselves and getting in our own way that's stopping us from truly embarking on a real self-love journey. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're showing your brain that you can count on you. And that trust becomes the foundation for everything. Okay, so how do you practice this daily? If you're in a situation, ask yourself, am I abandoning myself right now? Check your values. Is what I'm doing in alignment with my values? Then choose one small action that honors that alignment. And that's it. One moment at a time, one choice at a time. Every time you do that, you rebuild that trust in yourself and you slowly start learning to stop with the self-abandonment. So every single time you show up for yourself instead of abandoning you, you are proving that you matter. That is the foundation of self-love. But here's the thing, it's not about being perfect. It's about accepting yourself. There will still be days where you fall back on old patterns. I've been there, trust me, when your insecurities creep in or when your self-talk gets mean again. And that's okay because you need to remember that you do not heal in a straight line. If you want to get deeper into this and you want to get an idea of what this journey could look like, go watch the first video I ever uploaded on my channel. I cry in it. It's very vulnerable. I talk about my insecurities, my body image issues, my depression, all of it. Because self-love for me didn't start as this aha moment where I magically healed overnight. It started in those raw, messy moments where I was slowly learning to stop abandoning myself and see my own worth. If you've ever felt like no one understands you, that you're too broken, that you're unlovable, please go watch that video next. It will remind you that you're not alone and that loving yourself isn't about perfection. It's about coming home to you. So I hope you can find that video helpful and I hope it resonates with you. Thank you for watching. I love you guys.
Say bye to them. Say bye, Milo. Say bye to your friends, Milo. You're so long.